Another replay here with the new patch. Shadows have changed between myself and Dov plays. I was giving the Wood Elves a bit of a go. They got some buffs, some cost reductions on some of their cav. Sisters of Thorn got another modeler, 7. Some other things got some cost reductions, so I thought I'd just give it a shot. It also seemed like a fun thematic matchup versus Kislev, who is now very kite-oriented with a lot of the buffs and nerfs that came for them, heavily incentivizing you to kite. So there's 2 Kislevite Horse Archers, 2 Cosbite Dervishes, 2 Hag Witches of Beasts for Dov, both on their chariots, both with the summons of the things in the woods. 2 natural things in the woods, one of which is the Mordheim Bale Wolves. Some Armored Kossars in the front, some Akshina Ambushers, including the Wolfarts, with their net, and an Ice Witch of Ice with Ice Mane's Kist and Ice Sheet. For my Wood Elves, we have some War Dancers and Dryads, 2 Glade Riders with Spears, 2 Wild Riders with Shields, 1 Sister of Thorn, Drycha for a little bit of the forest meets the forest action, triple Glade Guard, and a couple Tree Cannon. So just kind of was being fun and thematic. Glade Riders are sallying forth to try and catch some of the enemy skirmish cavalry. They will run into Cosbite Dervishes, which will not be a good time for them. Meanwhile, up here we have a bit of a cav engagement. Wild Riders and Glade Riders trying to get some charges off and give the Glade Guard time to shoot. More things in the woods, and Snow Leopards are getting summoned. That is a lot of summons. That is a lot of summons. Ethereal? Why does it say ethereal? That's weird. They don't have, like, chill frostbite or anything. Anyway, Glade Riders are pushed up. The Sisters of Thorn starting to join the fight now, along with their friends, the Wild Riders. Cosbite Dervishes will continue trying to hold them back while the Cosbite Dervishes do good. In the back, there's a bit of an infantry pocket that some of them are trying to run away. The Armored Kossars might want to just stand and fight while the Akshina Ambushers get a little bit of distance. Meanwhile, this flank overload from Kislev is going great for them. Already lost a unit of Dryads, Glade Riders, Wild Riders almost on their way out, and this other Glade Guard are also getting messed up. My other Glade Guard are trying to turn and give a little bit of fire support, even though that is a summon that'll go away in 30 seconds. I didn't notice that because I'm not super muscle memory used to things in the woods being summoned by random chariot casters at this point. Sisters of the Thorn and their Wild Rider friends doing what they can against the Kossovite Dervishes. It's taking them a very long time to get through, and it's costing us a lot of damage, unfortunately. Drycha and her Dryad companions, plus the War Dancers, who are barely clinging to life, are pushing up here, getting a lot of damage down onto the infantry of Kislev, stopping them from firing. And for now, we are just trying to withstand the summons, which look like they are wearing off now. And now that those are gone, all of a sudden my backline looks a lot safer and things look a lot better for me. Starting to rout some of the cavalry, so things are turning around for the Wood Elves, and the Ice Witch of Ice opts in on her bear. She does have armor piercing versus the Treekin, but she still will get surrounded by these big boys, and they can do decent damage to her. While my archers try and deal a little bit of damage to the Hag Witches. On the backfield, the Wood Elf cavalry that still remains is winning some of their fights. I'm going to send these Sisters of Thorn. I've given them attack orders on those horse archers because they're faster if they apply their poison. They have fire at will on, so as long as they shoot at those horse archers, they'll slow them down. So 78 to 85. The Sisters of Thorn are having trouble regrouping, and the horse archers are actually gaining distance on them because they're not able to use their full speed. For some reason, they're like half-assing it. They're slowing down to let the other sisters catch up, but they're like not catching up. So they're just running like dumbasses and actually losing the horse archers that they're faster than just because they're being so dumb. Feels good. Meanwhile, that Ice Witch was surrounded by Treekin, and that's looking like a bad time for her. She is getting close to breaking. Meanwhile, the Dryads and War Dancers have cleaved through these Akshina Ambushers. They have some decent-ish hybrid stats, but that's nothing compared to actual melee infantry hitting you. The enemy lord is about to be sniped. The Sisters of the Thorn still trying to catch these horse archers. They did catch up a little bit. Some Glade Riders are rallying. Wood Elves have taken the lead on the balance of power, and these Hag Witches of Beasts on their deer chariots are rolling through all my infantry, being rather annoying. Their armor-piercing ammunition's doing good damage when it actually hits. But I'm getting rid of all their support, and otherwise just ignoring the chariots till the late game. The Mordheim Bale Wolves are here, eating up my Treekin, eating up my little Dryads, but there are 2 Treekin here now, and they're rather healthy. I don't know how far those Mordheim guys are going to get. Still have some Glade Guard rallying in the distance. Sisters of the Thorn still struggling to catch these horse archers, and the fucked up part is they're also not firing as much. There they go. Now they start to fire a little bit. But the horse archers have run out of ammo, and the Sisters of the Thorn like haven't even come close in the same amount of time. They're just not. They're not shooting. Don't know what that's about. Drychen or Dryads cleaning up the rest of this fight. Meanwhile, these armor-piercing chariots are kind of lighting up my Treekin. Not loving that. Stop doing that. 45 HP left on the Ice Witch of Ice. Looks like these little Glade Guard are going to try and snipe her out. She's juking while routing. Trying to avoid any of that damage, but a couple arrows do find her. And that will rout her off, making these Beowulfs a little easier to take care of. Chasing down these Kosophite Dervish archers in the back. They pop their Buyer Blood passive next to the edge of the map, but man, these guys have paid for themselves plenty, and Sisters of the Thorn have not, so yep, Sisters of the Thorn might not be great, even after the buffs. Or there's just some unit jank, who knows. Drychen, the Cabal of the Trees, form a little bit of a clump. They can't catch any of these skirmish chariots, so for now they just got to eat the damage. Drychen's trying to go out there and get them. More Dryads join the fight, and we're just hoping at this point that these guys run out of ammo and then have to fight us, and we can maybe take them in melee combat. My Wild Riders are cleaning up more stuff in the back. Sisters of the Thorn and more Wild Riders coming here, and that will force the witches to do something about it. This one dives in, gets hit with a bunch of Dryads. Army losses is taking place, and the cavalry catch the other Hag Witch and beat her to death. So it is a GG. Drychen did well. Sisters of the Thorn did not do very good. Wild Riders did not do very good. Treekin did fine. War Dancers did great. Dryads did what they had to. Blade Riders did fine. Blade Guard did overall good. On the other side for Dav, his Ice Witch did not get much accomplished. I remember he was talking about Ice Maiden's Kiss not being worth it, unfortunately. His Hags, for using a summon other than that just being a chariot, did okay. I mean, they could have brought spells, but he was just playing around with the chariots and being creative. Akshina Amateur struggled because I just chased them around the map the whole time. Things in the Woods did fine. Armored Kossars did okay. The Dervish Archers actually did a lot of the work for him. So, yeah, good game. Roar!
Subscribe, yes, yes.